Hello viewers, welcome to Oracle Real Application Cluster 12C video session. This is the second video of this series. We have started this session. In our first video, we have discussed what are the prerequisites we have to configure as root and what are the OS users and OS configuration we have to do. We have so far done. These are the operations that we have done so far. Is like we have discussed about the architecture, and we have discussed about the prerequisites what we need, and IP configurations and scan, and these are the OS groups and directories we had to create, and we installed the RPMs, record RPMs. These are the RPMs, and these are the files we have made changes into the OS as a root user, and these are the configuration we have changed. And we have also configured ASM storage into our server, and we have discovered the ASM remote disk, which is in which is in OpenFiler. We have discovered the disk devices, and we have also created primary partitions for those devices, and we created primary disks for that. And then we have rebooted, and now you see we know. Let's see the F disk, and this is the list of disks we have created. These are the disks we have created. You see, from SDB1, SDB to SDN. These are 13 disk has been created, and we have created partitions on this, and we can also have these disks from node 2 also. Okay, let's see if we can reach these disks from node 2. Yes, SD1. So these are the disks which are in the OpenFiler, and we are having access. We can discover these disks from both the nodes. Now raw primary partition has been created. We haven't created any ASM disk yet. Based on these devices, we're going to create new ASM disk. To do that, we'll have to go through this process. We'll have to configure our ASM admin and we'll have to do this for both the nodes. So let's do this. And remember, the other prerequisites that we have done, those have to be done in both nodes. Otherwise, the software will not be installed in both nodes. We have only showed you in RAC 1, I mean node 1, but we didn't show you in the node 2, but we have done it in the background. Now what we will have to do, you see, we have created two users, Grid and Oracle. Grid is responsible. Role for the Grid user is to control the administer the ASM disks, and the role of the Oracle user is to manage the database. Now what you will have to do is we will have to configure this Grid user for ASM from our both nodes. Okay, ASM Oracle ASM configure -I. Okay, default user to own driver interface Grid. Default group to own driver interface, which is ASM admin. ASM admin. Start Oracle ASM library driver on boot. Yes. Why? Scan for Oracle ASM disk on boot. Yes. Okay, the configuration has been done. Now same configuration has to be done in node 2 also. Oracle ASM configure minus I. Oracle ASM configure minus I. Now the same configuration has to be done here also. Grid the default group to on ASM admin yes. So Oracle ASM has been created. Now what you will have to do, you will have to create. Now remember this carefully. In this part you will have to do only from one node. That is, we're going to do it in from node 1, because we're going to create the ASM disk now. Create with Oracle ASM create disk command. Okay. Now this particular command has to be done. This set of commands has to be done from only one node. Okay. Oracle ASM create disk boot 1 s dev stb1. Okay. Now we will have to continue with this vote2 equal to sdc1, vote3 equal to sd1. Okay, now vote disk has been created. Now we will create FRA, fast recovery area, FRA1, which will be G1 created. Now FRA disk has been created. Now data disk, data 1, K1 done. Data 4 for N1. Now that this has been created, ASM disk has been created. Now what you will have to do is you will have to scan disk, Oracle ASM scan disk. Okay, scanned. Now Oracle ASM Oracle ASM list disk. So these are the disks created. Now similar scan disk and list disk has to be done also from node 2. So we had rebooted here, so we will have to relog in as root password. Now clear Oracle ASM scan disk. You see, create disk has been done from one node, and scan disk must be performed from both nodes. Okay, has been scanned. You see, it has also already found this one. Now Oracle ASM list disk. List disk. So these are the disks we have found here. Now most of our job has been done. Now we can begin with grid software installation. Now let's reboot the servers again. Now both nodes have been rebooted. Now we will begin with our next operation. Now let's log in as root password. Now let's switch user to grid. to grid in both nodes. Okay. Now vi dot best profile. Okay, let's do this here also. Vi dot best profile. Now we have two sets of bash. One is for node 1 and one is for node 2. And we have already configured it yesterday. Now we'll just copy and paste it in both nodes. Copy, we'll do it in node 1. You see, this is the only change we have in our two servers. For grid 1, the Oracle SID is plus ASM1, and for grid 2, it will be plus ASM2. This is the only change. This is grid 2. You see, this is ASM2. Otherwise, everything is okay. But Oracle host name is different also. Host name is for node 2 is equal to rac2.testlab.com, and for node 1 it is rac1.testlab.com. SID is ASM1, and for here SID is ASM2. Now we will save it and make it effect. Now it is effective. Now do the same for grid 2 also. Now most of our job has been complete. Now we are logged into the server grid 1, server node 1 with grid user. Grid user. Now we're going to software location, and these are the files grid software we have. Now we will unzip the software. Okay. Now the other file. Okay. Now let's see what is there. Now you see here. So let's move to grid ls. So here we will now run. We are ready to install Oracle Grid software. Now we are logged into the rac1.testlab.com. I mean node 1, and we will have to run the installer from one node, and the software will be installed in both nodes. So let's run it. So grid installer has begun. Now the option is install and configure Oracle Grid infrastructure for a cluster, and install and configure Oracle Grid infrastructure for a standalone server. No, we are going to do it for a cluster. Okay, next. Configure a standard cluster. Choose the option to configure groups single cluster. Next, let's make it advanced. Next, next. Now here it is asking for scan name, and it is asking for if I want to configure GNS. No, I'm not gonna configure GNS. DB cluster. DB cluster scan name is DB scan. Okay, no problem. DB dash scan. Next. Now, public hostname is rac1.testlab.com and virtual hostname is also is rac1 VIP, rac1-VIP testlab.com. Now, what you will have to do, add another node that will be rac2.testlab.com and VIP will be rac2vip.testlab.com. Okay, this one is connected. Okay, now SSH connect. Now click on SSH connectivity. Now it's asking for the password. Give the password here. Now setup. Okay, connectivity. SSH connect passwordless SSH connectivity between the nodes has been complete. Now, okay. Now move to next step. Complete. Now, this one is ASM and private. This one is private. And this one is public. No problem. Now, next. Now, use standard ASM storage. Okay. Next. Now, it's asking for creating this group. We will create this group called vote. Let's take another one. Okay. So now let's move to this one. Okay. Use same password for all the users. Okay, we'll do this for all the users. Same for test purpose only. Next. Yes, continue. Do not use intelligent platform. No, not required. Next. We don't want to do this also. Next. Okay. ASM admin, ASM DBA, ASM upper. Next. Okay, this is the Oracle. This is the grade base. This is the grade home. Okay. Next. Okay. Next. Automatically run configuration scripts. No, we're not going to do that. We'll run configuration ourselves manually. Now the installation process has begun. Okay, some of the warnings are there. We can actually fix it, but if we leave it like this, there's not going to be any problem. Now we're not using NTP, network time protocol, because it's not required, and we're not also using any DNS, so DNS has failed, so that will not be any problem. Now we will ignore this errors. Next. Yes. Install. Okay. Now we'll have to run this script as root in both the nodes, but first you will have to complete the script running in node 1 first. Okay, we are logging in as root and then we'll run all these scripts as root first. From node 1 and then again this script. Okay, now run this script. Yes, this may take a little bit of time, but you will have to run these two scripts in node 1 first, and then whenever node 1 is complete, then if you have multiple nodes more than 2, you can do that simultaneously in other nodes, but first you will have to complete this script running in the first node first. So we're going to run the scripts in RAC 1. Okay, configuration has been done. The script has run for node 1. Now we will have to run the same script for node 2 also. First this one. Okay, now okay, the script run is complete. Now we'll have to come to this script and okay. Yes. So our grid infrastructure installation is complete. Now that most important part of Oracle RAC has been complete, that is, first we configured our pre-installation task, and now today we have installed Oracle Grid infrastructure. In the next video, we're going to install Oracle software and create the database. So thank you for watching. Thank you, and keep an eye on the next video. Bye, everybody.